This is the Adidas Evo SL. When I got it, it was one of the best shoes I've ever used. After 100 miles, this is what I think. This is shoe for. I use these for daily runs, which are those easier runs that you take most of the week. This is a really good choice for that. It uses a great foam, which is not too soft where it feels kind of like you're losing a lot of energy, but it's also not too firm. It feels like a good shoe which you can use for recovery runs while also having a little bit of speed for those striders. Adidas puts the Light Strike Pro foam in this shoe too, the same one they use in Adios Pro 3, but they did put it in the shape and geometry of the Pro Evo 1, making it feel like Adidas's other racing shoes. The main difference this shoe has from Adidas's other racing shoes is it doesn't have that carbon fiber plate or energy rods which Adidas uses instead of plates, making it a little less stable but perfect for daily runs. Adidas went another way with a lot of other manufacturers where they actually took their racing shoe and made it a little less fast to make it into a more daily training shoe, which I think really paid off for Adidas. The shoe is able to be used in a lot of different paces, which really kind of surprised me looking at the foam. You're able to go do those recovery runs all the way to, I've done some speed workouts in these. Adidas has kept some of those features like the not so padded tongue and more restrained heel, which does make it seem more nimble and fast compared to other shoes which are just kind of clunky and heavy. This shoe, like a lot of others, can be used for easy runs and striders at the end, which it's really good at, but because of this versatility, you're able to take it on longer progression runs too, speed workouts, maybe not on the track, but maybe more like cut downs, which is really good, especially if you want to travel. If you're only taking one shoe, good for recovery and longer runs, so perfect for traveling. Now that I've told you what I've done with this shoe, now let's talk about durability, especially because racing foams are usually known about performance and not durability. You are able to see a little bit of creasing in this foam, but overall I did see a little bit of change in the foam. It's gotten a little bit softer, but after harder workouts, I do feel that you do want a slightly softer shoe because this foam is slightly firm. Overall, I think the shoe is still perfect for daily runs and faster runs where you're picking that pace up just a little bit. It's definitely holding up really great, especially because it's using a race day foam, which I feel like would come down just a little bit faster. So it can definitely go a lot further. I would say that I could probably use it for around 400, 450 miles. Now talking about the outsole. When I first saw the outsole, it was definitely kind of worrying about how thin it was. But after running 100 miles in it, I can definitely say this Continental rubber has really held up and still has good grip. While in some of my areas where there is a little bit more wear, you can see some of the etching coming away, but in other areas it's definitely still there and the grip is definitely still good. Now talking about all the exposed midsole foam, I was definitely worried about how much was gonna touch the ground, especially because on race day shoes, I don't really worry about it because I'm landing more on my forefoot. But on easy day runs where I'm using this, the fact that it's touching the ground a lot does worry me. Overall, it's actually done a lot better than I've expected. There is a little bit of abrasion on this shoe from where I land, but overall, a lot better than I expected. Now talking about the upper, it really hasn't changed since I got the shoe. It is white, so there are stains on the shoe, but overall there's nothing much, except for the tongue, which is slightly short and not gusseted, so it does tend to bunch up a little bit, but not too big of a worry. The shoe definitely gives you a lot of room in the toe box, so I would recommend your normal shoe size for this shoe. So will you be getting the Evo SL? Drop a comment, drop a like, and subscribe.